Out. Today I'm here with Ariane.
Hey everybody.
And today's topic, we're going to talk about her sorority, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. How are you doing today?
I am great. I'm feeling really good.
You look nice.
Thank you. My face is really greasy because I put a lot of cocoa butter on it. But other than that, I'm feeling really good.
Let that melanin pop through, girl. It's okay. So why did you choose this particular sorority out of all of the Divine Nine sororities?
So actually, when I went to school, I had family members who were in this sorority, but I also had family who was in other like fraternities and sororities as well. And at my school, not only did we have the Divine Nine in PHC, we also had a lot of people like to put them in a category as white and black sororities. I don't like to, not white and black sororities, but yeah, that's what they call them, MPHC black, and then the other ones as white. And I don't like to kind of categorize it as that, because you do have those other people who are in those Pan-Hellenic sororities who are also people of color. Yeah. But so we have sororities of all kinds, not just in PHC. And I went into a school and I just saw all of these people in these sororities and stuff. And I saw the bond that they had. I saw the services they were doing. And I was really interested in everything they had going on. So before I picked my sorority or picked anything that I wanted to do, I of course did my research. And that's very important in picking any type of organization that you want to be in, whether it's a Greek or non-Greek. Do your research. So I did my research, and I also started to like go out to events. Like they would have like events on campus, blood drives, or just small events throughout the week or on the weekends. So I went, and once I did that, I kind of just started talking to the people who were in the organization, who were on campus. After I did my research, after I started going to events, and I found what just was best for me. Everybody on my campus were amazing people, and they were all very nice. But just after doing my research and just looking into everything, I felt that Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated was just the best thing for me.
Okay. So do you have like any friends that chose a different sorority than you, and are you still close friends with them?
Of course. Actually, somebody who I grew up with, I call her my cousin, because we're from St. Louis, we call everybody cousin. Yeah. But I call her my cousin, and she's actually she crossed AKA last semester, and I love her so much, and we're really close. I also had another high school friend, she crossed AKA. And then just being in the organization that I am in now, I have a lot of other close friends who are in a lot of other orgs, as far as Sigma Gamma Rho and Zeta. So I just know a little bit of everybody, and I'm not just confined to my sorority.
Yeah, that's good, because it's good to branch out and still have those close bonds with you were friends with before you were Delta. So you don't want to like switch up on them like, I'm a Delta now, so I can't talk to you. Because
and a lot of people think that like once you become a part of an organization, a certain organization, like, girl, I don't associate with you. Like, that's not it at all. I associate with everybody. We just happen to be in different organizations. Both our organizations were created to service people, especially the black community, and just give back. And so we're all for the same thing. We just happen to be a little different.
Right. Okay. All right. So you said you had a cousin who just crossed AKA. There is a little history between AKA and Delta. So could you explain like what happened in the past, like the feud between like AKA and Delta?
It's so fake, y'all. Like the feud is really fake. Like, of course, like it is a kind of like friendly little competition, but it's nothing like that. I feel like it's no beef, it's no hate between us. We love all of our D9 sisters and D9 brothers. Like, we're all a family at the end of the day. And it just goes back to a whole bunch of, like, history was a long time ago. Just the way our organizations were brought about and stuff like that. But it's nothing, no type of beef or no type of hate between one another. It's actually really fake. People love to put us against each other. And I mean, I don't know why. I think the stereotypes play into it as well, but they love putting us against each other, and it's just not that at all. Like, it's a lot of AKAs that I love, and I just, it is what it is. Yeah,
because I've seen like a lot of YouTube videos of AKAs dissing Delta and Delta dissing AKAs, whether it be like verbal or like in one of their step routines.
Yeah.
So it's...
And yeah, you do see like a lot of memes like that as well, as like people like dissing one another. But I always go back to being like, it's just really friendly, especially with the chapter that I'm from and the school that I'm from. And I feel like it's just really friendly. And I don't think like, you know, if you do see like people doing like certain steps and certain strolls and they're like dissing another organization, it's not that deep, y'all. Like
it's all in fun.
Yeah, it's all fun and games. Like it's just a little friendly competition. And it's never anything, you know, too serious.
Okay. So what chapter did you cross and what school did you go to?
So I went to the University of Central Missouri. I crossed the Zeta Lambda chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. It was chartered March 29th, 1969 by 15 courageous women. I crossed Spring 14, which seems like a long time ago. I'll be 4 this spring. So
So once you're like in the undergrad chapter, once you graduate, do you go to the graduate chapter? Like how does that work?
I've been in St. Louis maybe a year. I actually just finished graduate school last semester, so I've been kind of focused on that. Just trying to get out of school because grad school is like really, really hard. But once people actually graduate and they move to whatever city they are from, there are a lot of grad chapters. I know in St. Louis it's probably like 2 or 3 grad chapters, and so you just get the possibility to join those chapters. It's not necessarily like you have to join this to and be still a sister of Delta Sigma. You have to be in this chapter. It's not necessarily like that, but it is encouraged, and I will be eventually joining a graduate chapter soon. But it's not nothing that's mandatory. So once you graduate undergrad, you don't necessarily have to do graduate chapter, but it is highly encouraged just to continue to keep the service and continue to be involved. We highly encourage people to get involved with the grad chapter after graduation.
Okay. So is it easier to get in grad? So do you?
Yeah. So since I've already crossed my undergrad, I don't have to as far as like doing any like paperwork or anything like that. All I have to really do is I guess I'd have to do some paperwork, but it's not like extensive as like rejoining the organization. I just have to say, well, I'm done with this chapter, so I want to be a part of this chapter now.
Okay. Well, that's good. So what are some stereotypes that people have of Deltas?
That we are really, really loud and mean, and we fight a lot, and we all got natural hair, and really, really smart. That's a really good one. That a lot of people think that we're really, really smart.
I've heard like Delta's just like real, like aggressive, like in your face,
that's not true. That's not true at all. Like I met Deltas of all different type of characteristics, and it's just like we're all different. Like as far as the natural hair part, I do got natural hair, and a lot of Deltas do have natural hair. I don't know what it is. After I crossed, I got natural hair, so it's just like it is a good thing, but most of the stereotypes are just like a lot of like fun and games. But we do get that a lot. I get that a lot. Like I'm supposed to be really like real rough and like real mean, like and real crazy, especially when it comes to relationships. I think a lot of people think of Deltas in relationships like we're real crazy, like we'll go break your windows out your car. Like, it's not that at all. Deltas range from all different type of women. We're not just confined to one certain type of stereotype.
Okay. So speaking of relationships, have you ever dated a guy in a fraternity?
Huh? Oh goodness. I have. When I first became a woman of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, I was in a relationship with someone who was a Kappa.
Okay.
And then that it didn't go well. So now I'm in a relationship, a beautiful, amazing relationship with someone who's now Alpha. So
okay. So Alpha with the Delta,
it's a little cute fire lines. I don't know.
After joining Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, have anybody ever tried to be your friend just because you were a Delta?
I think so. I think people were more influenced to be my friend just because of my letters. But sometimes I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, because you do have those people who just are interested, and sometimes they're just really nervous to come out and be like, hey, I have a question about joining your sorority, or I have a question about your organization, and so they just think that maybe befriending me will be the best way to go about it. So sometimes, I mean, I don't see it as bad, but I do think that other times you do have people who are like not even interested in joining your organization, but just because of your letters, they want to be a part of it. But I experienced more of that in college. So now that I'm out of college, I don't think I've experienced that at all. Someone trying to be my friend because of my work. But in college, I did experience it a lot, and I just think that it's just it depends on the situation. It's a win-lose situation. It just really depends. Yeah.
Okay. So I know a lot of sororities and fraternities are really big on like discretion. So that's why a lot of people are like afraid to ask you something. They don't want to ask the wrong thing. They don't want you to look at them crazy. So when is the best time, like, to put them aside, you know, to tell you that they're interested?
Discretion is key, first of all. So it's just like when you're expressing your interest, it's always important to be professional. And so when you're being professional and discreet, you just always you don't want to be in a huge room with somebody who's Greek and you want to be Greek and you like, hey, I want to be Greek. Like, you don't want to do that. Now you can pull them to the side and, you know, have a personal conversation like, hey, can I have a conversation with you maybe later on? And so I feel like that would be best, but you just don't want to do it in front of a big group of people, because whatever you want to do is your business and you don't want everybody to know your business. So it's just important to just be really, I would say just be discreet. You just don't want everybody to know. Then you don't want to go around, if you are an undergrad or you are in graduate chapter or trying to be a part of it, you don't want to go around just letting everybody know what you want to do, because again, it is only your business. And our organization is just really, really sacred to us, and we don't necessarily just want everybody to be, if that's something that you really want to do, be an organization, we don't want everybody to know your business, because it should just be as important as to you as it is to us.
Right. So have you seen that Netflix movie Burning Sands?
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on like that movie and overall thoughts on hazing?
So Burning Sands, I think Burning Sands is a great movie. I think everybody should check it out. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but I don't know, but it was a really good movie. But first and foremost, I want to say Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is a non-hazing organization. We don't promote, we don't believe in hazing whatsoever. It is illegal, and no one should participate in hazing, like, at all. Like, that's just totally not cool. So I definitely feel like the Burning Sands movies opened a lot of eyes. I don't know, it's been a lot of stories in news where we've read about stuff that's happened like that, and you should never put yourself in a situation where you feel like you're in danger to be a part of something. It's not that serious at all. So I just feel like I'm totally against hazing, and my organization is also totally against hazing. And I feel like the movie definitely opened our eyes, and I feel like we should continue to make ourselves aware of situations like that, so we are not put in those situations.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I watched the movie myself, and that just got me thinking, like, how many sororities and fraternities actually participate in hazing, and is it really that bad? Because I've heard of stories of people actually dying because of they wanted to join a sorority or fraternity. So I don't feel like it's that serious. You should definitely express your interest in it and do what you have to do to be a part of it. But I feel like if it's life-threatening and it's physically harming you, I don't feel like you should like participate in it.
Most definitely. So there's also a stereotype as far as sororities being with a certain fraternity. Mind you, it's not an organization, so that's uneven, first of all. So I don't think that's not true at all. But people think that deltas are supposed to be with Qs, and AKs are supposed to be with alphas, and zetas are supposed to be with sigmas, and SG rows are supposed to be with kappas, and that's not true. Like, it's not true. We all love one another. It's nothing like that. Now zetas and sigmas actually are bonded by constitution. So but those are the only two organizations who are bonded. As far as everybody else, like, we get to do what we want. I remember this was probably Thanksgiving. over Thanksgiving, yeah, I was driving my boyfriend's car and he has these alpha plates on them. And I had pulled up to my family house and my boyfriend wasn't with me, but my uncle was inside and he was like, why are you in that alpha car? You should be, I thought you could only go to Q. And I was like, first of all, it's 2017. We're cool. Why are we still saying go with?
Right.
And second of all, I could be with like anybody I want. So I had to explain it. But then you have a lot of people who just don't understand. So you just gotta explain it to them. So.
Yeah. And you know, the AKAs and the alphas, they first fam. So you know, they always together.
So people expect them to always just like be a thing, but then we just all family. I mean, I do feel like sometimes you do have those chapters who are closer, like as far as you may have an alpha chapter and an AKA chapter who are just really close, and you may have a delta chapter and a omega chapter who are just really close, and it just really depends. But we're all cool. Everybody's cool. You're not assigned to a certain person or a certain chapter or a certain org. It's completely okay. So
right. Okay. Well, do you have any last minute advice or anything else you wanted to add?
I think the only thing that I just want to add is that if you are non-Greek, just looking to be a part of an organization, I just say do research and don't be afraid to ask questions in private. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because you just sometimes you know how your teacher always say no question is a stupid question, and I truly believe that, because you don't want to like just assume something. You don't ask a Greek a question so you just assume. You don't ever want to assume, like, you know, knowledge is power. So if you gotta get that knowledge from a Greek, just get that knowledge and it'll be completely okay. And we're cool. So it's don't feel like we're not better than anybody else. We just happen to be a part of an organization. So
right. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Ariane, for being a guest on my show.
Thank you for having me.
Would you like to share any of your social media information?
You can follow me at Ariane, AIREYON, and that's on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're a Greek, or if you're not Greek and you want to express your opinion on this subject, please comment down below. I'd love to see your feedback. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
For more information on Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, you can go get that at deltasigmatheta.org.
Next on Talk It Out.